Hi there, I'm Terry Culver with the FIT Foundation. Richard, I will bet you 25 cents my notes are more of a scribble than yours.
You're on.
Okay. Generally, our table felt positive about the plan. And I think positive in two ways. One is the conversation we had, I think, was very constructive. Not only did I speak to people whom I've never spoken to before about the future of the college, I think there are certain things at the plan that responded to certain needs that they've identified in their work here. The interdisciplinary priority was, I think, probably top of the list. I think empowering students was high on the list, and not simply building a community where students feel welcome, but empowering them to come to FIT and then go on and succeed in their careers. I think we fully recognize that students come here on the way to somewhere else. It's not like other schools where going to that school might be the best thing they've ever done. And in that sense, I think the statement and the mission about driving New York's economy is really important. We can debate whether we actually do that or how much we do that, but I think it's really important for the plan to acknowledge that our students are developing careers and they're coming here to do that. In terms of gaps, several things we mentioned have been mentioned before, so I won't repeat them. But we felt it would be important to put the plan into context. So the previous strategic plan mentioned the faculty of the future. It raised questions about the kinds of students we'd be teaching. It might be helpful to talk about how those priorities were met, talk about whether there are any particular mitigating factors in the next 10 years or so that require the college to identify these priorities as opposed to other ones, and to maybe even be a little visionary about where the college has been as well as where it's going. We felt it would be important to define innovation a little bit more, how that's taught in the classroom at a curricular level, and really flesh out what we mean by interdisciplinary. Are there certain fields that really go well together? Are there certain fields that don't necessarily go well together? What does that mean in practice? And one question that came up several times that is particularly relevant to me is how we're going to pay for it. You know, we do fundraising, and as I look at the plan and I turn the page, I think, well, there's some more work we can do, and there's some more work we can do. Thank you for all that work. And then the last thing that came up, and I'm ad-libbing here, so if anybody at table 8 really disagrees, you know, raise your hand. But you know, we had more questions than answers, and to my mind, that's a good thing. Part of growing is not knowing. It's taking risks, and I think you discover the answers along the way. And you know, this process tonight developed some of those answers. So the fact that, you know, not everything is here is, I think, a natural part of the process. One question that I would like to start to answer is, how are we going to tell this story? I think this plan highlights a great story for the college, particularly around creativity. And I hope that the story we tell about it is as creative as the plan itself. There we go.
Very nice.